Okay, yeah, I said I'll explain that in a moment, highlighting for a stick here. So anyways, it says, what's the yearly total for water, gas, and electric? And then it says, what's the total for cell phones? Well, they'll give you the bills for the water, gas, and electric, and cell phones. Now, what's important here is that, notice that in parentheses, it says quarterly here. And so if something is divided up into quarters, how many parts are there? 4 parts, okay? So, so this is $760, I'm looking at the water bill, for 1 quarter. So it's going to be 760 times 4 to get the yearly total for water. So it would require a little bit more work on your part. So you guys were probably going to have some questions like this. It's a good example. You can look over that on your own.
Mr. Glacier?
Yes.
Can I go get Jack?
Oh yeah, good idea. Thank you. I'm not worried about the convince me. You can put a cross through that. So let's look at the guided practice. So it says Carlos, I'm looking at number 1 here. Carlos saves 18 cents every day of the year. If there's 365 days in the year, how many cents will he have saved by the end of the year? I like that one. So it says write an equation that represents the problem, then solve the problem. Well, I'm not too worried about the equation, but I do want you to solve the problem because, to solve it, you're going to have to come up with some kind of an equation. So I am definitely looking for the answer to that. Now, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to highlight this question, number 1 here, and it's worth a stick tomorrow, whoever gives me the correct answer to number 1 right there. So that's what I was talking about when I said highlight for a stick. Yes. All right, number 2. Let's see what's number 2. So it says Lila drives 129 kilometers round trip to work. That's to and from work. How many kilometers does she drive in 31 days? Okay. Write an equation that represents a problem, then solve the problem. So this one, it's going to be 129, because that's what she does in 1 day, times 31 equals. All right. Now, just because I highlight it doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. I still might ask about that question. Okay. Number 3, not worried about. Number 4, not worried about. 5 and 6, not worried about. Isn't that nice? 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay.
Best teacher in the world.
Okay.
Number 1 teacher.
All right. You're going to lose points. So I do want you to do 11 through 22. And one of these, I don't know which one, will be for a stick. Next page. Problem solving. It says Jason frequently travels for work. This year he plans to make 15 trips to Chicago. What is the total cost for the airfare? Write an equation that represents the problem and solve the problem. Okay? So we're talking about Chicago. And he's making 15 trips to Chicago. Where's Chicago? Here it is right here. 15 trips. I think you guys could do that one. Then it asks the question for number 24. It says, which would cost more, 15 trips to Boston or 11 trips to New York? So you'll have to figure that one out. And then explain. Well, actually, just give me the total for each one. In other words, I mean, that's a good enough explanation for me. So I'm going to put 15 trips, Boston equals question mark, or 11 trips to, where is it, New York? Equals question mark. Okay. 25, a cook at a restaurant is planning her food order. She expects to use 115 pounds of potatoes each day for 12 days. That's probably some important information there. How many pounds of potatoes will she order? So 15 pounds of potatoes each day for 12 days. How many pounds of potatoes will she order? So they set up sort of a diagram here, and there should be 12 days here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep. So that's one way to look at it. Sort of a tape diagram there, or a bar diagram. Okay. So that's how you would do 25. I think that's pretty easy here. 26, Carolyn bought a gallon of paint that covers 250 square feet. So we're talking about area, and she wants to paint a wall that is 16 feet wide and 12 feet high. All right, so explain whether or not she will need more than 1 gallon of paint. So here's what's important. 1 gallon, a gallon of paint covers 250 square feet. So let's look here. And so she's painting a wall that's 16 feet wide and 12 feet, and 12 feet high. So here's our wall. So it's 16 feet wide and 12 feet high. So I'm going to put 12 feet. 12 feet. That's the height. And then 16 feet is the width. How do you figure out area? Area equals length times width. So obviously it's going to be 12 times 16. Okay? So you need to figure out whether 1 gallon of paint is going to be enough. Because remember, 1 gallon is 250 square feet. So I don't know what 12 times 16 is, but let's say 12 times 16 is 240. Okay, I have no idea what it is. But when we're talking about area, it's going to be 240 feet. You could put FT squared. Okay? Or you could write 240 if that's the answer. You could write FT and then put a little exponent of 2. That tells me it's squared. A couple, 3 different ways you could write that down. So again, I don't think it's 240. I'm just guessing. It'd be kind of funny if it was. But so that's what you got to figure out for number 26. 27. Product of the following expression. What's the missing digit? Yeah, you can do 27. 28, when you multiply a 3-digit number by a 2-digit number, what is the greatest number of digits the product can have? Well, the product they're talking about that means answer. In other words, so let's just take a 3-digit number, 999, the largest 3-digit number we can come up with, and the largest 2-digit number, and we multiply them together. The question is, for the product, the final answer, how many digits will the answer be? Who knows? You'll have to figure that one out. What's the greatest number? Okay. All right, so let me see here. I'll go back to the beginning really quick here. So I'm definitely going to ask for it's going to be worth a stick about number 1. And then 11 through 22, one of those is going to be worth a stick. And then I'm going to highlight one more here. How about 25. Okay. Answer 25. That's worth a stick. Let me write that down. Stick. And go back to this page here. Just so I don't forget. Stick. And stick. Okay. Of course, somebody that's not in my class, they're going, what's this guy talking? He just gives his students sticks, breaks it off a tree. Here you go. Here's the stick. All right. Everybody say goodbye.